rugged vertical land of granite slab and windswept pines. A majestic landscape, an American treasure. It's time to go on our next great hike. We finalized our packs at the parking lot and began hiking down the overgrown trailhead. This was the beginning of the Great High Peaks Loop. As Dan signs us in, let's take a look at the map. We left the car at the South Meadows parking area. We'd be hiking down the Klondike Notch Trail for most of the first day. Our only break would be taken at the John Brooks Lodge to cook dinner, before hiking again and finally camping the night at the Wolf Jaw Lean-To. On our second day, we would leave camp and hike up the Wolf Jaw Trail. We'd eventually converge onto the Adirondack Range Trail that would take us over the summits of Upper Wolf Jaw, Armstrong, and Gothics. Coming off the Great Range, we'd hike down the Brook Trail and once again eat dinner at the John Brooks Lodge. Afterwards, we would head up the Phelps Trail to camp at the Bushnell Falls Lean-To. On day 3, we would grab water at Bushnell Falls before continuing on the Phelps Trail. A long but gradual journey, we'd eventually split off and begin our ascent of Mount Haystack. We'd then backtrack and converge with the Van Hovenberg Trail to summit Mount Marcy, the tallest peak in the state of New York. We'd then hike down and pass by Lake Tier of the Clouds, the highest source of water for the Hudson River, and camp by the Feldspar Lean-To. On our last day, we'd hike up the notorious Lake Arnold Trail and summit the last peak of the trip, Mount Colden. We'd then start our long journey back to the car, passing by Marcy Dam and the Information Center. The final 2 miles would be a road walk back to the car and completing our loop. After signing in, we began hiking down the Klondike Notch Trail. After 5 miles of hiking, we came to the John Brooks Lodge, a place where you can pay a hefty price for a bunk and daily meals from a caretaker. A decent option if you're just starting to get into backpacking. We, however, were just looking to use the picnic tables out front for a comfy spot to cook our own meal. Ramen bombs. The ramen bomb is a classic meal in the backpacking world. Its simplicity is part of its appeal. Just add instant mashed potatoes to cooked ramen and you have a caloric-dense dish. You can add a variety of other ingredients at your discretion. I personally like chopped jerky links.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Oh wow, this is delicious.
Dude, it's so good.
Oh yeah, I got a little spice in there?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Dude, thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
This is fucking awesome.
Cheers.
I can't believe it. We're coming up on this place. It's like, what? What is that?
As we ate and drank, clouds danced around the Wolf Jaw summits.
Oh wow.
We still had a mile left to go, so we packed up and headed out. Darkness crept into the wilderness as we hiked to our campground for the night. We woke up to the sounds of the forest and quickly grabbed our bear cans.
Right on. Oh god, this thing is so heavy.
It was time for some breakfast and coffee. While setting up my cook kit, I made a slimy discovery.
No.
What happened?
There's a slug in my pot.
In your pot?
How? Why? Why?
Lean-to, man. Yeah. Yeah, I'm all about it.
Wasn't planning on it, but glad we did it.
Me neither. And you know, I was having this thought too. I was like, I wonder if you can like leave your tent behind on a trip like this where there's just lean-tos everywhere.
Just gotta make sure you get to it before someone else.
Yeah, and that was my next thought. Like, oh yeah, like then you're f***ed if the lean-to's full. But man, even with the tent, you get the benefit of not having to f*** with it, which is nice. It's not the heaviest piece of kit that I have.
Yeah, as soon as we rolled up last night, and I saw this, I was like, dude, I kind of want to just sleep in this. I'm feeling super lazy. While hiking on the first day, I had developed a sore spot on the back of my ankle from my trail runners. I put some Leuco tape on it to prevent further irritation and blistering. That one piece stayed on the rest of the trip. Now, it was time to start packing up. With our gear on our backs, we headed out. Not far from camp was a stream and a vast open area. This was our last reliable source of water before coming down off the mountains later that day, so we drank as much as we could and filled up our bottles. It was time to start hiking. The first peak to climb was Upper Wolfjaw. As we hiked, a strange foreboding feeling cast over us. A weird sense of uneasiness coupled with excitement and intrigue. Many of the rock scrambles were nearly impossible with our heavy packs.
Very sketchy.
The wolf's jaw will chew you up. We reached the peak of Upper Wolfjaw to a grand view. There was still much ground to cover, so after a short break, we were back to hiking. In the distance, we saw a search and rescue helicopter. Dan said what we were both thinking.
Is this an old?
We made it to the top of Armstrong. Now, it was on to Gothics. We looked out across the High Peaks Wilderness with a feeling of accomplishment. Now, it was time to start our descent. The cable section of Gothics is notoriously sketchy, partly due to the dilapidated condition of the cables themselves. We took our time taking turns descending the steep terrain. Halfway down, we reached an opening. At 45 degrees, this sheer slab of granite was left behind from a landslide. We were thankful for the trail crew who built these stairs, allowing a safe way down. Now, it was a relatively easy 2-mile hike back to the John Brooks Lodge.
What did we do, like 8 miles today?
More than that. A lot more than that.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
I was wrong. Dan was right. Over the course of the 10 hours of hiking we had done that day, we had gone just shy of 8 miles, a testament to the difficulty of the Adirondack landscape. We started cooking dinner and discussed bear and slug safety.
It's probably fine if, like, we wash it out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Because I don't think I'm gonna leave my cook set out this time.
right.
Fucking slugs.
That was nuts, man.
That was really fucking annoying. I was like, dude, you got your slime, like, juices all over my
Yeah, like, could you not?
After dinner, we quickly hiked the 1.5 miles to the Bushnell Falls lean-to, and settled in for the night. We woke up to the unwelcome sight of a wet and soggy landscape. Lazily, we cooked breakfast and made coffee while waiting for the rain to subside.
What kind of tandem did you bring with you?
It's a Yirgacheffe Ethiopian.
You can just fucking tell it's an Ethiopian. Like,
Yeah, just from the smell.
yeah, holy shit. Wow. Oh yeah. I feel 100 times better than I did when we woke up.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. It's just this fucking rain, man.
Yeah. It's like weird. It's like I just saw like more rain for a second, but then it stopped, and now it's like fucking misting hard.
Yeah. No, it's almost like we're in a cloud.
Yeah. Oh, what time is it?
It's 7:30.
It said sun by 8,
Okay.
and we're still on a better time than we were yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we should prep to leave at 8. If it gets worse, like, you know, I have no qualms with waiting things out a bit, but you know, play it by ear on the trail. We're going over Marcy today. If we have to cut out Haystack because of this, like, so be it.
Yeah.
But we can make that call once we're
At the junction.
up the trail. Yep.
Yeah.
Luckily, the weather took a turn for the better as we left camp. Grabbing water from Bushnell Falls was picturesque, a great way to start an epic day of hiking. Now at the junction, we were about to climb out of the forest and into the exposure.
I'm so uneven right now.
The 360-degree view at the peak of Haystack was incredible. And now, we had our sights set on our next objective, Mount Marcy. We had made it to the summit of Marcy. The weather was perfect, and the views were stunning from the top of New York. We enjoyed the last bit of exposure as we began to descend back into the dense forest. In the distance, we could see Lake Tier of the Clouds. The view of Marcy from Lake Tier of the Clouds was serene. This water would eventually flow down the Hudson River and pass New York City. We quickly hiked down the Marcy Trail and grabbed a spot by the feldspar lean-to. The temperature fell fast as we set up our tents.
Looking good though.
Pretty good. We did that pretty quickly.
The stars came out over our camp and the Milky Way spun above us as we drifted to sleep. We woke up before dawn to freezing temperatures and started hiking up the precarious Lake Arnold Trail. was the first frost of the season, and everything gleamed like a crystal. The warm water of Lake Arnold clashed with the frigid air above, creating a light fog that slowly drifted in the wind. We decided to sit and watch for a bit, with a cup of coffee, of course. As the sun rose over the behemoth Mount Marcy, sunlight cast down and melted the frost around us. It was time to climb Mount Colden, the last peak of our trip. We were lucky to once again have tremendous views. Now all that laid ahead of us was the 7-mile hike back to the car.
In the time I don't mind being around the sun. You held my hand around the world. We hang around, around in this orange town, and I don't mind. Oh, I don't mind. I don't mind. Around the sun.
We took a few minutes to get one last open view from Marcy Dam and reflected on the trip.
I don't.
The difficulties and the beauty we witnessed became an amalgamation of feeling, thought, and memories that would last for a lifetime. We didn't want to leave, but we would be back, no doubt. Hello again. If you made it this far into the video, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please show your support by leaving a like. And if you want more content like this video, consider subscribing. There are more episodes on the way. I changed a few things with the format of the show. Let me know down in the comments if you like those changes. If you haven't watched episode 1 of the Pemi Loop, I'll leave a link for it somewhere. I don't know how that works. I'll figure it out later. But yeah, I'm influenced by a lot of different YouTube channels like Adventure Archives, Eric Nomark, Chris Goes Outdoors is another great one, and I'm just trying to figure out my own thing here. I enjoy making content, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it. Spoiler alert, the next episode is in the Catskills on the Devil's Path, so stay tuned for that, and thanks again.